Don't get distracted. That's what they're hoping you will do. By Trump going out yesterday and talking about Gaza, that was the bright, shiny light that was supposed to distract you and make you go over here. The entire world has discovered that Elon Musk is running a Nazi youth camp out of our Treasury Department. That's the news. That is the news. Don't get distracted. I know that Trump was being vile and monstrous. We need to keep the pressure here at home on Elon Musk and his zit-faced little commie army. What Elon Musk has them doing is very self-serving. Elon Musk is not looking out for the good nature of America. He's not saying there's wasteful spending. We've known that for decades. I could spend 48 hours with the defense budget and come up with trillions of dollars to give you back. We know there's waste in our government. That's no fucking secret. The big secret we're not supposed to know, and AOC, please go watch one of her videos. She hits the nail right on the head. Back in 2017, Trump passed a Trump tax plan, if you remember. And at the time, it kind of, it seemed somewhat favorable a little bit to everybody, right? Everybody, even the middle class, was going to get a little bit of a tax cut. And what would happen is over years, they would expire. So what would happen is first, lower and middle class, theirs would expire and their taxes would go back up. And I don't think it was just back up. Like if you started at 20 and they took it down to 19, and then when it went back, it like boomeranged and it went up to like 22. So you'd be paying more than you previously were. But all the public heard was tax cut. And so everybody went along with it because no one was saving for the rainy day. No one figured out, oh, wait a second, in 2 years, I'm going to be fucked. No one did that. No one. So what happens is over the years, your taxes went up. And what did you do? You fucking blamed Joe Biden. My taxes are up. It's because of something Trump passed back in 2017. Those tax cuts back in 2017 gave a shit ton of relief to the richest Americans. That's why we've been saying for 5 years that Trump only wants to give tax cuts to the richest Americans. So back to AOC and what she was saying. All of them, each of them had a timetable. The rest of them, the ones for the richest Americans, are set to expire in 2025. Remember when Elon Musk said, if Donald Trump doesn't win the presidency, I'm fucked? Because he'd have to start paying billions of dollars a year in taxes. We would have taxed him. We would have said, well, those are expiring. It's time to tax the rich. Anybody making more than $400,000 a year, those tax cuts are expiring. You now have to pay your fair portion. And it would have fucked them all. That's why they all lined up to donate money to Trump. But here's the problem. When you have a program like that, you have to pay for it. And that program costs $4 trillion with a T, $4 trillion. They're asking is for us, middle America, to pay that $4 trillion. Well, we can't possibly. You'd have to tax us all to like a 90% rate to get even close to that kind of money. You still wouldn't get it. So they're not getting it from our tax revenue. So Elon Musk has been basically tasked with, if you still want to keep your tax cuts, go find the money to pay for it. And they've let him loose in our government to try to find waste. It's not waste. It's where can Elon shift money from those departments to make it possible for him to still keep his. That's the whole thing. Imagine for a minute your boss at work said to you, if my boss came to me and said, Candy, I'll give you $1 million if you can figure out how to save this company $5 million. My boss is thinking, if we can save this company $5 million, we're going to look like absolute heroes. Everyone's going to love us. We're going to get to keep our jobs forever. But also the board, we're giving money back to the board, the shareholders, whoever else, everybody's going to get super, super rich because we cut $5 million worth of fat from the budget. And I walk away with $1 million. So guess what? And if they said, well, you only have until the end of quarter, you got to save $5 million this quarter. Guess what I would do? I could do it in probably 2 weeks because we all know there is fat. Like I hate to admit that, but there is fat everywhere, in every single corporation. You could easily remove some salaries out of the equation. That's why they're offering all those buyouts to all of those federal people. In fact, Elon's just like, we're locking the doors. You can't come back. Like he's basically just firing people, which he does not have the authority to do. And he's offering these buyout packages, trying to scare the shit out of them. Take $20,000 now and never come back. And those that are like, no, thanks, because I make $200,000 a year, so I'm just going to keep showing up. Those are the people that are putting a wrench in his system. But there is a way. There are enough that will take the deal. Any reasonable person could look at any corporation in America and you could save millions of dollars right off the top. You could, especially if you knew that there was something in it personally for you. Elon Musk needs to find $4 trillion. And the one thing they've told him he can't touch is the Defense Department. And if you don't believe me, go watch AOC's video, because she talks about these documents that she has read where this is actually, they were stupid enough to fucking write it down. They won't go after the Defense Department, but they'll come after everything else. They'll come after pension plans. They'll come after Social Security. Their big one is Medicare. If they remove Medicare, then all the old people, all the infirmed, the people who are sick, the people who need it. Elon Musk is into that superior race bullshit. What's it, eugenics or whatever, where he thinks that the sick and the poor and the old are worthless. He's okay if they just die off. So he's going to get rid of Medicare. He's going to cut Social Security. He's going to cut all of the lifelines. Veterans Affairs. Why the fuck do you think he was in that building yesterday? He's going to cut all of the programs so he can find $4 trillion so he can keep his tax cuts. And the reason no one else, none of the richest people in America are going, damn, Elon's off his meds. The reason none of them are doing that is because they all benefit from it. Anybody making more than $1 million a year in America is benefiting from him being in there and savaging the fucking place. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on Elon Musk and his prepubescent Proud Boys, because that's where the problem really lies. One of them is a volunteer. Like, he's not even getting paid to be there. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, you sweet summer child. You know where else they'll let you work with no pay? Leavenworth.